Hey everybody, Anna Koyman from the Bondi Chamber of Commerce. It's time now for the Bondi Business Buzz, and we are here at the Corner House. Here's Ben, and if you want to know how to pivot your business when things don't go your way, this guy has transformed things not once, not twice, not three times, just over and over and over again since COVID hit. So we will talk a little bit about that, but how long have you been in business?
I've been in business about 7 years.
And you've had a pretty good local following for a long time, haven't you?
Look, the thing about the Corner House, it has such a local following. We're situated, Bondi, Tama, everyone, this is kind of the middle point for everyone that comes here. I'd say 90% of our customers are repeat business, people that live down the street, people that work in the area. So it's really important to kind of have the locals on side, and that's really helped us during COVID as well.
So what happened in March?
March, start of COVID. Every restaurant shut down, very dark days, all of us feeling very sorry for ourselves, not knowing what to do. All of a sudden, the New South Wales government, they changed the restrictions on liquor. Everyone with a liquor license was able to now do takeaway alcohol and home delivery alcohol. And effectively, our first pivot, if you want to use that word, was to create a website, which I'll show you here. So this is the Bondi bootlegger. It plays on the 20s prohibition theme, so the 1920s and then 100 years later the 2020s, so we thought it was very fitting that we're back to the wild 20s where everyone was locked up and you couldn't do much.
That's my flapper dance.
Yeah, very good flapper dance. So yeah, we built a website within 4 days. We shot some amazing photos. We offered all the alcohol that we had in our venue when we were shut down. So initially it was just the booze that we carried. We got so busy that we actually started buying alcohol and we turned it into an alcohol delivery business.
And so here you are in your car pretending like things are back in the bootlegging days, and you're handing out like brown paper bags.
We've got brown paper bags. We stenciled on not booze or contraband, and we made it very kind of hush-hush, and we left cards. The bootlegger was here, and we played to that theme, and people really enjoyed that. And
I love that you had a story that went along with this. So I think a lot of people have a hard time figuring out, how am I going to sell my business? You have to have some sort of story, and you even had a story for that pivot, right? Somebody had come in and wanted to
so a lot of you might remember we had this big white sheet hanging up on the balcony overlooking Bondi Road and Denham Street, and it said Bondi is ours. And we left it there for a few days without telling anyone what it was about, and then we slowly started dropping some clues online. Hey, have you heard a noise at the Corner House? We heard the lights flick on last night, the alarms went off. We played this whole story that we didn't know what was happening, but someone had kind of broken into the Corner House and made it their home, and all of a sudden they started selling all of our alcohol for cheap prices. And who is this person? We can't seem to catch him. Do you know who it is?
So it almost ends up being a fashionable thing to be getting your alcohol during COVID from the Corner House, right? And then you pivot again when things sort of eased up and they said you can have, 10 people in your venue, and what did you do?
So that was the kind of turning point for us, was this. A lot of people said, we're not going to open up for 10 people. It's not, viable. Financially, we can't make it work.
But these people didn't end up in the Daily Mail and Channel 7 and everywhere else, right?
Thank you.
And what got you all the media?
So look, essentially, I decided to have a crack at these private parties for 10. I said, if we're only allowed 10 people it will be. And I came up with a price at which it could work in terms of our wages and our food costs and utilities and whatnot. And I put it on a local Facebook page, not expecting much, and next thing, got a booking, got another booking, to the point where we were booked 6 weeks in advance, 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. I had to hire a PA to help me with the hundreds and hundreds of emails.
And then I noticed lots of other restaurants started doing the same thing. They started following suit. So obviously you were onto something. And I have to say that's one of the benefits of being part of the Bondi Chamber, I think, is mingling with business owners like Ben, who are really innovative. You also were really good about bringing traffic in, and it wasn't just the sheet that you had out there. You also have a pretty big EDM, and to be able to email those followers and say, look, if you're hungry, if you're thirsty, we're open, we can serve you somehow, some way. So if you want to sort of say to other business owners how important that was as well.
So we're very lucky that our EDM is about 5,000 people, and they predominantly are in the area. So we're not mailing people that live overseas or interstate. And you can check your click-through rates. We were getting a very high click-through rate, which when I compared it with other people and other businesses, they said, wow, that's quite impressive. So I think a big thing is a very catchy subtitle. People get hundreds and thousands of emails a day. You kind of want to stand out, so you really got to catch them with that first sentence. And just to keep it brief, short, succinct, don't, warble, don't go on too long.
Okay.
And just during COVID, people were a lot more sympathetic to hospitality businesses. They know we were doing it tough, so that definitely helped as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to be engaged with your locals.
And then doing social media, you got into some private Facebook groups and things, or public Facebook groups, I'm not sure, and also doing some ads, if you want to talk a little bit about how that worked for you.
Yeah, so look, targeted ads are very important. I think it's got a very high return on investment. That's something that you need to kind of work out who your demographic is and kind of, market towards them.
Yeah.
But that's something that we did pre-COVID and we're still doing now, just for regular functions and specials of the week. So we are big believers in targeted ads on social channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did say that you pivoted lots of times, and let's just, we can't possibly go through all of them because he's had so many. But if you want to pull up your website again, you have decided to keep one side of your business still going like this. Well, the parties are still going as well, I understand. But the wine that you get here that maybe I couldn't get, but you're a customer and you're like, oh my God, that red wine, that Pinot was amazing, or whatever it is, you can now get that through you guys. Is that right?
Correct. So it wasn't making sense for me to continue the COVID model of delivering single bottles or 6 beers. We're just too busy now to be able to do that. So what we've decided to do is to sell full cases or half cases of our beautiful wines. We've got an award-winning wine list up here. You can't actually buy this wine from your BWS or your Dan Murphy's. So there's never been a way to actually get this wine except for sitting down at a venue and paying venue prices. But now you can get that same wine for less than half price and drink it in the comfort of your own home.
Very cool. And final point to make, this is very exciting news for Bondi. During COVID, you actually met another restaurateur, and you guys are collaborating for a new space. What is that?
So, yeah, it's funny how the universe kind of does its thing. I met that local restaurateur, as you said, in the basement of a car park at another venue that I had taken for a pop-up, and we became friends and we navigated through COVID together, put COVID safety plans, and just basically we were our sounding boards for each other. And then this opportunity presented itself for a beautiful space down at Bondi Beach. Can I say where?
Sure, yeah, please.
Yeah, in the Pacific building down at Bondi Beach.
Yes, I walk by there every day.
And we've teamed up and we're in the midst of launching Madame Choose. It's going to be Asian-inspired dumpling cocktail bar, and I'll tell you a little secret. We're going to be the first yum cha place down at Bondi Beach.
Ow, ow! And you heard it here first. Another reason to pay attention to the Bondi Business Buzz. We're breaking news here for all the locals. All right, Ben, anything else you want to say?
Look, I think it's very important to not mope and to not feel down on yourself. The one thing that COVID has taught me is just have a positive attitude, believe in yourself, work hard, and the universe will treat you well.
Yeah, well, you're a great guy. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
See you next week on the Bondi Business Buzz.